Most people don't drift off their growth trajectory because they lack ambition. They drift because they spend far too much time imagining who they are and far too little time observing what they actually do. They think of themselves as creative, yet can't remember the last time they completed something without abandoning it halfway. They believe they have natural leadership, yet when things fall apart, no one seems to instinctively turn to them. They're convinced they're meant for a higher level role than their current job, while quietly ignoring how many small mistakes they keep repeating inside that very role. Self-imagination is one of the most addictive substances known to man. It requires no evidence, no feedback, no discomfort. All you need is a story that sounds reasonable and enough idle time to replay it in your head until it feels like an identity. Reality, unfortunately, does not care about your internal monologue. It responds only to behavior. What you do consistently, what you avoid, what you rush through, what you leave unfinished, what you fix, and what you pretend not to notice. These are not details, they are receipts. And they paint a far more accurate portrait of who you are than any personality test, resume, or late-night burst of motivation ever could. One of the most important shifts anyone can make in their development is moving the spotlight away from the question, "Who do I think I am?" and toward the far less flattering question, "What am I actually doing every day?" Only when you aim the lens at behavior do patterns start to appear. You notice where you usually quit, how you react when something becomes difficult, whether your default response to friction is curiosity or escape, whether you correct your mistakes or simply rebrand them with nicer words. And here's the uncomfortable part. These patterns don't lie, but they also don't insult you. They simply report. If you notice that you tend to quit midway through projects, the conclusion is not, "I'm an unmotivated person." That's just lazy self-diagnosis. The useful question is, at which stage do I quit? Is it when ambiguity appears? When feedback threatens my self-image? When effort exceeds my fantasy of how easy this was supposed to be? Until you answer that honestly, any solution will be emotional, not structural, and emotional fixes wear off fast. Observation, unlike self-judgment, creates leverage. The same applies to career decisions. Instead of asking, "Am I meant for industry X?" a question usually asked during a moment of boredom, ask something far more revealing. When I do work similar to X, how do I behave? Do I improve steadily? Do others trust my output? Do people come back to me or quietly work around me? Your answer is already written. It exists in your calendar, your output history, and your reputation, not in your aspirations. No meaningful path of growth begins with expectations. It begins with accepting where you actually are, without dramatizing it or romanticizing what comes next. Truth can be uncomfortable to look at, but it has one advantage fantasies lack. It can support weight. You can't build anything durable on who you hope you are. You can only build on how you behave, how often you repeat actions, and how precisely you adjust after reality pushes back. In the end, you don't grow from what you dream about. You grow from how you respond when reality contradicts those dreams, and whether you're mature enough to correct course instead of rewriting the story. Growth isn't poetic, it's iterative. And it starts the moment you stop auditioning for the person you want to be and start watching the person you already are.